Testing. מזמור לדוד, אדוני רואי לו אכסר, בנאות אשר ירביצני, על מי מנוחות ינהלני, נפשי אשובב, ינחני במגלי צדק למען שמו, גם כי אלך וגיא צלמוות לא ידע כי אתה עמדי, שבטך ומשענתך המה ינחמוני, תערוך לפני שולחן נגד צורריי, דשענת בשמן ראשי כוסי רוויה. אך טוב וחסד ירדפוני כל ימי חיי, ושבתי בבית אדוני לאורך ימים. Words of the 23rd Psalm, Psalm of David. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want, giving me repose in green meadows, leading me beside the still waters, to revive my spirit, guiding me on the right path, for that is God's essence. Though I walk through a valley of the shadow of death, I fear no harm, for you are with me. Your staff and your rod comfort me. You prepare a banquet for me in the presence of my foes. You anoint my head with oil, my cup overflows. Surely goodness and kindness shall be my portion all the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of the Lord forever. welcome everyone, those of you who came in person, and also we welcome everyone tuning in this morning to pay tribute and honor the memory of Jack Shindleman, of blessed memory, who was known to the Jewish people by his Hebrew name, Yaakov ben Gershon Halevi Sprinza, Zichrono Livracha, the son of Harry Sprinza Shindleman, blessed memory, the brother of Clara Greenberg, blessed memory, Max Shindleman, of blessed memory, who by the way today is his yahrzeit, Eddie Shindleman, of blessed memory, Sophie Goldstein, blessed memory, Elsie Yaffe of blessed memory, and Gladys Kushner, blessed memory. He was also predeceased decades ago by his loving companion Doris Bordian of blessed memory. Jack leaves behind many nieces and nephews, great nieces and great nephews, great nieces and great nephews, and a special caregiver, Marlene, who has been so good to him for the past year. Jack passed away on Wednesday, October 28th, at the age of 97. 97 and 4 weeks, the way he likes to keep count of his age. And I made the correction because Jack was very proud of his age and how good he looked for a man in his 90s, still with some natural black hair on his head. In fact, Jack was very active until about 4 months ago. He had several visits to the hospital, but those who were close to Jack know that this was just an inconvenience, never a deterrent to his enjoyment of life. He lived alone, cooked and cleaned his condo on his own, drove his car, and did not like to sit still. He always liked to be on the move. He loved dogs and liked having picnics in Kildonan Park. The life of Jack Shindleman started 97 and 4 weeks years ago in a small house at 678 Burroughs Avenue. He was the second youngest of 7 children and grew up knowing the challenges of being a member of an immigrant family, particularly when the neighbors were not always friendly. Jack was very proud of his Jewish heritage, who enjoyed going to shul, and he was a loyal minyaner at the Shari Zedek. He loved to speak Yiddish with anyone who understood. He was happy, cheerful, and had a great sense of humor. Being a minyaner is much more than just being counted in daily services. Being a minyaner is being an integral part of the Jewish community. It is a way of contributing to your fellow Jews, a traditional way to have a regular chat with God, a time to see old friends and to make new ones, a way to know that you really do count at shul. I remember Jack always had a joke to share with other minyaners at the Kiddush table. Unfortunately, due to the nature of most of his jokes, I can't see myself using any of them anytime soon during my sermons. Nevertheless, he always made us all have a good laugh. The sense of humor, by the way, is one of the most underrated Jewish traits. Sense of humor has a long tradition in Judaism, dating back to the Torah and the Midrash. We are told that Rabbah, prior to beginning his lectures, will open with a milta di bedichuta, which is a fancy Aramaic word for a joke. As a result, his students had their hearts open to learning. It is related, famous Rabbi Aryeh Kaplan was once asked in television if there were any jokes in the Talmud. And his response was, yes, but they are all old. Jack never married or had children. Perhaps that brought him even closer to his extended family. He enjoyed Jewish holidays and Shabbat meals with family, where he was always the first to arrive and the last to leave. Jack was very organized, and it was remarkable how he always remembered the birthdays of his loved ones, never missing a birthday card with a little something inside. He was very family oriented. His regular visits with his nephews and nieces were Jack's true pride and joy. His Sunday visits with family were much awaited and treasured each week. Jack was a product of the Depression, becoming a very humble person who lived a modest life. His formal education was somehow limited, but he was very worldly in his knowledge, always aware of his surroundings. Specifically, had a great memory for geography. He knew about every small town in Manitoba and which highway you will have to take to go everywhere. He was very loyal to his father, who was a livestock buyer, and he left school at an early age to travel rural Manitoba, first by horse and buggy, and later on by car, buying livestock from the local farmers and then shipping them to the Union stockyards in Winnipeg. At the same time, Jack had a great talent for mechanical things, always figuring out how to repair everything. This talent pushed him to study to become a watch repairman. What could have been a very interesting career change. But ultimately, he decided to continue his father's business, leaving his hometown of Winnipeg to join his sister Clara and his brother Eddie in Portage La Prairie to work in a grocery store. Jack and Eddie became a team at work in the store, as livestock buyers and as dealers in scrap metals and furs. In fact, they also created a meat packing plant that still works to today, Portage La Prairie. With his sense of humor and large dose of generosity, bonds of trust and loyalty were developed with customers. Jack's people skills allowed him to serve as a member of the Municipal Assembly in Portage. His many times successful candidacy for alderman of the Portage La Prairie City Council was summed up in one sentence. My name is Jack Shindleman, and I will work for Portagers to make Portage a better place. Just like Jack, simple, to the point, and indeed, just what he did. Jack liked to follow politics and always had an opinion to offer. Jack loved the cottage at Delta Beach, where family were always welcome. When his sister Clara became a widow, Jack looked after her well-being and was very dedicated to her. Another aspect of Jack is that he liked to go to the casinos, both in Winnipeg and in the United States. His trips were legendary. There was always a follow-up at the Kiddush table talking about those trips. He enjoyed baseball especially the Toronto Blue Jays. 1967. Baseball matches of the Pan Am Games were held in Portage la Prairie. And of course, Jack was there to help and support the teams. Interestingly, as Robert noticed it, Jack passed just a few hours after the completion of this year's World Series. Jack often liked to hand out boxes of chocolates, but not any chocolate, Morden's chocolate, to people he had just met. As an example, he never went to the doctor's office without a box of chocolates for the doctor and his assistant after returning to Winnipeg for retirement. He soon found that retirement could be as busy as work. He traveled around with his brother Eddie, who died in 1998, leading to an ever-increasing bond with Eddie's son, Robert and Sandy. The relationship included breakfasts, lunches, dinners, baseball, and hockey games together. So, the family would like to express their appreciation for the care and comfort Jack received at St. Boniface Hospital, and a very special note of appreciation to Marlene, who became Jack's faithful aide, driver, and companion for the last year. The family also wished to thank the pallbearers, Howard and Stephen Jaffe, Michael and Jared Kushner, and Howie Raver, and all the people watching the service over the internet. The fact that you took the time to stop whatever you were doing to be virtually present at Jack's funeral is greatly appreciated. Jack was also very charitable in nature and embraced the Jewish value of tzedakah. While many people think of tzedakah as charity, the word actually means justice. Specifically, doing the right thing by helping people or causes in need. There are lots of ways to do tzedakah, but the most common ways is giving money to the poor or other worthwhile causes. Tzedakah could also include donating food, clothing, and other necessities, or volunteering one's time to assist the needy. Just the way Jack Shindleman did it during his life. The rabbis teach that one of the ways we have to honor the memory of a loved one is by making a charitable donation, a gift of tzedakah in his or her memory. In this case, the family would like to announce that donations in Jack's memory can be made to the charity of your choice. May the memory of Jack Shindleman be a source of inspiration and comfort to all of you. Let us all say Amen. We'd like to continue now with the memorial prayer, the El Maleh Rachamim. El Maleh Rachamim Shochem Bameroimim Hametze Menucha Nechona Tachat Kanfei HaShechina ומעלות קדושים, קדושים וטהורים, כזוהר הרקיע המזהירים, עדן ישמת, עדן ישמת, יעקב בן גרשון הלוי ושפריצה, שהלך לעולמו, בעבור שאנחנו מתפללים, ועדת סקדת נשמתו בגן עדן, בגן עדן תהי מנוחתו לכם ולרחמים. אז תראינו בסדר כנפיו לעולמים, וצרור בצרור החיים, החיים את נשמתו, אדוני ונחלתו, וינוח בשלום על משכבו ונאמר Amen. Exalted, compassionate God, grant infinite rest in your sheltering presence among the holy and pure in the soul of Jack Shindleman, who has gone to his eternal home. Merciful One, we ask that our loved one find perfect peace in your eternal embrace. May his soul be bound up in the bond of life. May he rest in peace. And let us all say, Amen. Please join me now in the recitation of the words of comfort, the words of the mourner's Kaddish. Itgadal ve'itgadash shemei Rabba, ve'almad divirach hidutei, ve'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon u'b'yom echon, u'chayeh dechol beit Israel, ba'gala u'bizman kari ve'imru amen. יהא שמי רבה מבורך לעולם ולעולמי עולמיה. ברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשה בלי חוב. לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה ושבחתה ונחמתה תמידם בעלמה ואמרו אמן. יהא שלמה רבה מן שמיה. חיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום ממרומיו ויעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. המקום ינחם אתכם בתוך שרב לציון בירושלים. May God bless you and comfort you. Let us all say amen. So we have one more thing to do here, the graveside, that is to put a little bit of ground on top of Jack's coffin. According to the rabbis, this is an act of kindness, an act of chesed. In fact, they call it chesed shel emet, an act of true chesed. It's not a coincidence that Winnipeg Jewish funeral home is called chesed shel emet. Because when you do something for someone who passed away, who cannot repay you your favor in any way or form, then that act of chesed becomes a true act of kindness. So I would like to invite everybody present who would like to participate to come forward, pick up a shovel, and put at least 2 or 3 shovels full of earth, full of dirt on top of the coffin. And once again, thank you all for coming to honor the memory of Jack Shindleman. Zichrono Livracha.